Hiya folks, welcome to the show, and today we are watching Ducktales Season 3 Episode 9, They Put a Moonlander on Earth. This is the second episode of Ducktales I'm reacting to, but hopefully the first one you'll actually be able to see. I did record my reaction to the previous episode, The Phantom and the Sorceress, however that was all lost to time. Just like my reaction to the mid-season finale of Amphibia, my recording hadn't saved properly. However, unlike the Amphibia reaction, this one I can't even find the audio, so yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, to be honest. However, I am going to keep looking for it, as I'm sure it's somewhere among my many poorly named folders. But right now, we have an episode all about Penumbra, who was one of my favourite characters in Season 2, and I'm thrilled that she's getting her own Spotlight episode. Even if this is probably going to be her send-off, because the more and more Season 3 goes on, the more and more I'm convinced we're in Endgame, especially since the previous episode mostly wrapped up Lena's arc, which is one of the most detailed and longest storylines the show's had. I really hope there is a Season 4, because I'm just not ready to say goodbye to these characters yet. But I am planning a video to discuss the possibility of Season 4, as well as, if it is coming, why I think we haven't heard anything about it yet. But it would be great if I could stop getting sidetracked enough to actually watch the episode, so why don't we do that? Penny! Small Penny! Oh, it's a Penny and Webby team up! Oh, Webby. Every single character on the show is neurodivergent. I'm happy we're finally bringing up what happened in the Season 2 finale. They haven't talked about that at all in any of the episodes so far. Oh. Oh, that's a callback. Oh, they've got 80s clothes. Oh, the animation. I don't like this. How does this animation just get better and better? Oh my god, it's the Mickey Ferris wheel from Paradise Pier. He's gonna call the safety inspector. That was the best joke they've ever done. No one can resist Webby. Oh god, this really is the final season. Should have seen it coming. Should have seen it coming. Oh, that she just calls all the kids the small tellers. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, I love this music. This animation is too good for TV. We need a DuckTales 2017 movie.
Safety violation fines, bills for damage to the pier, and a thank you letter from Timmy Jenkins.
Oh.
I'm sorry for the bad take, but you're really cool. And even if you hate me, I don't want to have to be your mortal enemy. And
What? No, we're not enemies. I just do not wish to date an Earth man.
that's way easier.
But you would be a formidable ally on the battlefield.
Oh.
In hindsight, I totally shouldn't have let you kids do that. It could have been a disaster. At least until you Earthers can learn to take care of yourselves, which is probably never, so.
Oh.
I will need your assistance as well, best friend. Come, Blue Della.
Blue Della.
Will we see you at Palaces next week? Sure. It's gonna be a monkey barrel.
I saw Lunaris's ship. That frightens me. That frightens me. Why did you show me Lunaris's ship? Oh my god, that episode was so good. Oh my god. Penny. While it's not going to make it into my top 5 anytime soon like last week's episode, they put a Moonlander on Earth might just be one of, if not the funniest episode of Ducktales yet. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The episode opens with Webby searching through the house for the boys, only to come across Penny, who is building a ship so her people can leave Earth and get back to the planet Moon as soon as possible. I mean, can you blame her? The entire kingdom is made of gold. We learn that in the in-betweening, however long it's been since the season 2 finale, Glomgold has sort of gained a reputation for saving Earth, and even has a new assistant, Gibbous, which I'm happy about because their dynamic is honestly adorable. However, I am slightly disappointed that this probably means we won't be seeing too much of Allison this season, as she's one of my favourite characters in the show, not counting the main cast. Glomgold reveals his new gift to Duckburg, the Flint Heart Glomwheel, which isn't even trying to be subtle in what it's referencing. Despite how obviously unsafe it is, Dewey wants to ride it so he can get stuck on it and appear on the news as a traumatized child, showing despite how much he may have matured over season 1, he'll never stop being the attention-seeking middle child, which I have no problem with, especially when it leads to moments like this.
Wait, pull me so the cameras can see my terrified face!
Della lets Dewey and Webby go to the pier, and she insists they take Penny along in order to show her some Earth fun, as the other Moonlanders have been taken in by Earth culture and wish to stay a little while longer. Side note, I love how Penny calls all the kids, including Webby, the small Dellas. I loved her dynamic with Webby, Launchpad and Dewey, and while I am hopeful we'll get to see more of it, this is Penny's send-off episode. She might make appearances and hopefully she plays some kind of role in the finale, but according to the writer of the episode, she isn't really featured past this, and hey, if this is the last we see of her, what a way to go out, especially because of that one particular thing that we'll talk about in a moment. Who knew this was going to be the season of neurodivergence? I mean, we have Huey, who is heavily autistic coded. I'm pretty confident in saying Dewey has ADD, and now in this episode we have Louis saying this.
But you've seen this episode already.
I like knowing how it ends. It's comforting.
And do I even need to say anything about Webby's difficulty reading social cues? Oh my gosh, I love this show so much. And because I'm terrible at creating clever segues, let's talk about the animation because oh damn is this episode a visual treat. Season 2 was a huge improvement over Season 1, but Season 3 just raised the bar so much in how expressive and alive everything feels. But then this episode comes along and goes, you know how we often have a few moments of spectacular animation in a single episode? Well, what if we did one that was like that the entire runtime? There's just this energy to every single movement, especially when it comes to the character animation on Penny and Webby, who are, by the way, the best thing ever. I loved how Webby was able to use what she's learned since leaving the mansion for the first time to help Penumbra overcome her fear of change, and how just because she grows and tries new experiences, that doesn't change who she is. Showing just how far Webby has come and also giving way to the greatest callback in the entire series.
But one day, I'm gonna see the world. I'm gonna be an explorer! I'm gonna eat a hamburger. You will always be Moon Penumbra. And if you give it a chance, I bet you could also be a pretty great Earth Penumbra.
What is this?
It's a hamburger.
Okay, is that everything? We've talked about the gorgeous animation, the precious character dynamics, the neurodivergent coding. What's left? Oh right, only the best joke I've seen in anything ever. Okay, let's talk about Lesbian Penumbra. I was so happy when this moment happened. Even though the writer couldn't be as overt as they wanted because they're still working under incredibly strict restrictions, which, by the way, is not the people running the network's fault. Animated shows get funding from many countries, some of which are far less progressive than others, and if those countries pull funding, then the show is put in danger. I know it's not exactly on brand, but because I will probably never get a chance to talk about my favourite cartoon on this channel again, let's look at Steven Universe, a Cartoon Network show about love in all its forms that was revolutionary for its on-screen depictions of LGBTQ+ relationships and themes. The creator, Rebecca Sugar, wanted two female, or female coders as gems don't have defined genders but choose to present themselves as female, to get married in what was the first gay wedding in an animated series appropriate for children. Unfortunately, certain countries didn't like the idea of non-heteronormative kids seeing themselves on TV and finding out that there isn't anything wrong with them and being told they deserve love like everyone else, so they pulled their funding from the show, which gave the crew only a handful of episodes to wrap up a pre-planned storyline that was 7 years and 5 seasons in the making. Thankfully, the show was able to get a movie and a limited epilogue series to tie up the remaining loose ends and give the audience closure, but it's still deeply upsetting thinking where the show would have gone if certain countries weren't ran by raging homophobic assholes. Thankfully, because of Steven Universe's struggles, we are entering a new age where this representation is no longer the exception, it's the norm. Like, look at The Owl House, another Disney cartoon with a canon bisexual lead who will officially come out in an upcoming season 2 episode, and she has a lesbian love interest in a show that constantly uses they-them pronouns. Sorry for that tangent, it's just something I really wanted to discuss, and don't really know when I'd get the chance to talk about it again. Point is, I love everything about this episode, but I mean, I love every episode of Ducktales, so it's no surprise. Going into season 3, I didn't know how they were going to top season 2, but every single episode just keeps upping the ante. While there's so much more we can explore with this huge, well-developed cast, and I hope we get a chance to see that, if season 3 really is the end, I don't see the show leaving me unsatisfied. But if they could actually confirm that Huey is autistic in the show, that'd be great. Thanks for watching, folks. See you real soon.